The talks have once again ramped up that Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Kelly Earnhardt Miller want to bring Jr Motorsports to the NASCAR Cup Series, and it's starting to look more like a win instead of an if. I did talk about this in a video last year, but now that we have a little more information of what could be going on behind the scenes, I figured I could do a little bit of a follow-up. NASCAR is going through a ton of changes right now, and that does include teams coming and going. After 2020, we saw the departures of Levine Family Racing, Germain Racing, and Go Fast Racing, and in return, we had new teams come in like 2311 Racing, Trackhouse Racing, and Live Fast Motorsports, especially with 2311 and Trackhouse finding victory lane in their short history. Then we witnessed the shocking news of Trackhouse Racing buying all of Chip Ganassi's NASCAR team, and thus Ganassi exited NASCAR at the end of 2021. Since then, like I talked about before, Trackhouse Racing has become one of the hottest teams in NASCAR right now. We have also seen Colleague Racing go full-time, as well as GMS Racing going to Cup by teaming up with Richard Petty. Many fans begin to wonder if Dale Jr. would be the next to make the jump to the Cup Series with his program. What's interesting is back in 2017, I actually recall that during Dale Jr.'s retirement press conference, he was very much against the idea of a Cup Series program for Jr Motorsports. Fast forward to 2022, and with the attraction that the next-gen car is bringing, Dale Jr. had become interested. In a SiriusXM NASCAR interview earlier this week, Kelly Earnhardt Miller said that they've been talking and thinking about it every day, and that they want to go Cup Series racing. She also did say that full-time racing in 2023 is unlikely, but we could see them run full-time by 2024, and even hinted that maybe they may have a part-time schedule in 2023. Dale Jr. also said earlier in the week that he would love to have Martin Truex Jr., one of his early proteges, come over and help start the Jr Motorsports Cup team, which would be a wonderful throwback to when Dale Jr. co-owned Chance 2 Motorsports and won back-to-back championships with MTJ back in 2004 and 2005. Of course, that was right when Truex announced that he will be coming back in 2023, assumingly for Joe Gibbs Racing. The timing is also interesting here, as one of Junior's Xfinity drivers, Josh Berry, had expressed interest in racing in the Cup Series in the near future, which has led to some wondering if JRM could go Cup racing with Josh Berry, who was a huge feel-good story in 2021. Kelly Earnhardt said that they also want to stay in the Xfinity Series as well, with of course the big obstacle being landing a charter. So the biggest question now is what charters are up for grabs and are at a reasonable price. We saw a lot of charters up for grabs a year ago compared to now, which is something that Dale Earnhardt Jr. brought up before. It's basically a when is the right time to strike for Jr Motorsports. I would have to guess that if Dale Jr.'s team goes Cup racing, I would have to assume the Xfinity Series team would be split in half. Like maybe Hendrick takes 2 of the cars and Dale Jr. takes the other 2. Which ones go where? Who knows? I don't think Hendrick being tied to Jr Motorsports the way they are in the Xfinity Series is going to be a problem at this point. I mean, I would have to assume that Rick Hendrick would lend Dale Jr. a hand to get started with this Cup Series program. And if we do get to see this Jr Motorsports Cup team, who drives for them? It looks like, as I mentioned, that Josh Berry is the leading candidate, and he is a veteran with tons of racing experience. He also ran in the Cup a couple of times last season. You could also take a look at Martin Truex Jr. again, if by chance that JRM goes full-time Cup by 2024, and MTJ could get the boot for Ty Gibbs, which is a possibility, then maybe Martin Truex Jr. could return to working with Dale Earnhardt Jr., just like way back when. You could also bring up Noah Gragson, but
oh my goodness!
I'm sure he would love to get to Cup by 2023 if a ride is open. Could he go to Colleague in the 16, or would Colleague want to keep that car as a rotation of drivers? You know, does Gragson want to go to Cup, and where does he go? Then you got to ask that question. You could also bring up Justin Allgaier, as he would have his brand sponsorship to help bring funding, but Allgaier may just want to stay where he is at this point in his career and compete for championships in Xfinity. You also have Sam Mayer, which I still think he needs time in the Xfinity Series, and I don't think he should be rushed to Cup. Plus, bringing in a younger, inexperienced driver to help start your Cup program could be a little risky. Regardless, many dominoes still need to fall, especially for 2023's silly season, and JRM still needs to find a charter for sure. Outside of that, it's starting to look more and more likely that Jr Motorsports could be racing in the Cup Series by next year or 2024. It's going to be interesting to see what further developments could occur. With that being said, what do you guys think? Could we see Dale Jr.'s team in the Cup Series soon? Will they be able to grab a charter? And if so, who would drive for him? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'm Sonic Rules 831, and I will see you in the next video.